Hello everybody and welcome to Uprising 144K. I'm Hydrogen Man. Guys, this is really important. Before I begin, I'm not going to give you guys any medical advice. Don't make any medical claims. However, I've been talking about this for a long time and I want to let you guys know. If I bring you information that is either inaccurate or something's not quite right, I will correct the information and bring you guys the latest info. What I've now discovered is that a lot of the things that I've been saying actually are not only correct, literally more than correct. I've been spot on. And I have some really important information from you actually from Japan. Apparently, there's a doctor who specializes in hydrogen, but he specializes in a lot of other things in Japan from what I can see here. And he's saying some very interesting things, and I think this is extremely important for anybody who's either planning on using hydrogen, which is like molecular hydrogen, or things like Brown's gas, this is extremely important. This guy is Dr. Akihiko Adachi. Okay, now this guy, if you want to hear, or Dr. Adachi, if you want to hear some of his credentials here, I mean, this guy, big, long list. He is literally the deputy director of the Department of Neurosurgery. I mean, this guy is top of the top. He went, Chiba University Hospital Department of Neurosurgery, specially appointed assistant professor. He graduated from the _1 university in all of Japan, which is Tokyo University. He's got degrees in I was gonna say pharmacology, but it just says pharmacy, bachelor's of medicine also from Chiba University on top of it. Another degree he has a PhD in medicine from also Chiba University. This guy, Japan Neurosurgical Society certified neurosurgeon specialist and neurosurgery instructor. I mean, if for anybody who doesn't understand, in the world of medicine, the medical field, neurosurgeons are like at the top. And this guy appears to be training people in neurosurgery. I mean, this guy's up there. Japanese Society of Neuroendovascular Therapy certified cerebrovascular therapy specialist. Japan Stroke Society certified stroke specialist, stroke preceptor, not sure exactly what all that means. Member of Japan Neuroendoscopy Society, member of Japan Neurotrauma Society, Japanese Society of Anti-Aging Medicine, certified anti-aging specialist, member of the Molecular Biology Society of Japan. I mean, again, this guy's next level. There's so much more. But I'm going to read a few things, even some quotes that he said, because guys, guess what device this guy uses? And he could use anything he wants. Well, you probably guessed it right from watching my channel. He uses a device that uses only pure molecular hydrogen, and he specifically uses the Japanese-made Lourdes Hydrofix Premium, the one that I basically use, because from what I'm seeing here, he said, well, you'll see right here on some of these quotes, basically, it's the best. That's why, and the safest. He really goes into impurities. That's why when there's devices out there that use things like lye, sodium hydroxide, even Brown's gas devices, that's not what they use, and they don't do it for a reason. And he talked about even the smallest of impurities, how big of an impact, and it's actually more dangerous than even I had realized. It is a bad idea. And this is why purity is so important, and people almost never talk about it. This is the reason that I personally don't take things like hydrogen pills. I don't use cheap devices from like China. There's a lot of reasons why it has to be so pure from what I'm seeing. Now, this is what he says. Let's see. Or this is some of the stuff that's here. Hydrogen gas therapy, which was approved by the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare of Japan. I think that's what it says. And Advanced Medical Care B was an epoch-making treatment method in which 2% hydrogen. So 2% is literally exactly the amount that the Hydrofix makes. That's the reason. One thing that I remember learning when I was doing all my research is that the Hydrofix seemed to follow all the guidelines of everything I was reading. And it's interesting that he's saying the exact same thing. It was inhaled to reduce brain damage for patients with post-cardiac arrest syndrome. Clinical research is also being conducted on the use of 1.3%, I believe, hydrogen in patients with acute myocardial infarction or after lung transplantation. Since the ventilation volume per minute of a general adult is about 6 to 8 liters per minute, 1.3% to 2% is equivalent to about 120 milliliters per minute of hydrogen gas. Literally exactly what this has been tested at. Okay, and the important point is that in any case, and by the way, before I go on, I just want for people to be clear. I know that there's people out there who'll be like, oh, this is better, that's better. This is coming from somebody in the field, guys, somebody with tons of knowledge, really well credited. And I think I'd rather listen to these type of people than people in their garage who sell really basically garage made items. So here we go. The important point is that in any case, it is attached to a respirator. Sorry, this was all translated from Japanese. Spontaneous breathing is not possible. It means that the important condition for hydrogen inhalers are the amount of hydrogen gas generated and the amount that actually is being taken in by the nose and the purity. He really states how important the purity how important it is. And this is something that I've been talking to you guys so much. What I didn't realize is how potentially dangerous it is to have impurities. That's why if you notice also on the device I use, there is no filters because the purity is so high, there's nothing to filter out. I've seen a lot of devices out there where they're trying to filter out basically harmful gases through scrubbers and things like that. And it doesn't really appear to be good enough from everything that I've been seeing, in my opinion. And it says, it means that the important conditions for hydrogen gas inhalers, let's see, the amount of gas generated, I already went to that, the purity. In other words, the hydrogen gas delivered from the cannula to the nose must be 100% pure. I've been telling you this forever. We're talking medical grade hydrogen. And this same thing goes for things like oxygen. That's why medical grade oxygen. And again, every single Brown's gas device, for example, that I see where they talk about it making oxygen and hydrogen, I've never seen one that actually makes medical grade gas. So that's, for people out there who watch the channel, you might just take that into consideration because that's something that, in my personal opinion, is a really bad idea. And I have seen bad results, unfortunately, from things like that. But let's keep going on. So he talks about the purity at the tip of the cannula, and he says this is because 98 to 98.7% is air taken in through the nose. So you're just taking in air when you're breathing this, plus whatever's coming out of the cannula. Other than hydrogen gas, let's see, especially when people are on ventilators. Okay, therefore it concludes that in the case of a person who can breathe spontaneously, the amount of hydrogen gas generated is about 120 milliliters per minute. The purity, and this is actually a quote, the purity of the hydrogen gas supplied to the nose has to be close to basically 100% in order for it to be the most effective. This is, I think, why I noticed that when I tried other devices, this is the one that seemed to be the most effective. I had a heart condition on top of all the other health issues I had, and this is the only one that made it go away. So very interesting. Okay. The reason, this is what he said. He goes, the reason that I can use the Lourdes Hydrofix with my patients with confidence. So again, this guy knows his stuff, and it says, is that it meets the requirements for the effects of these hydrogen gas generation amounts. So it meets all the amounts and hydrogen purity. This guy's been saying the same thing I've been saying this whole time. Specifically supplied right to the nose to be close, as close as possible to 100%. Let's see, what else did he say? The purity, okay. For neurosurgery patients, where I specialize, that's his specialty, he said contamination with harmful substances or impurities is contraindicated. Guys, I've been saying this forever. And he said, even in the smallest of amounts, it's basically a really bad idea, guys. I just can't emphasize this enough for people who really want to do hydrogen properly. I knew that it would be a bad idea. When you start thinking about the blood-brain barrier and how when you inhale these gases and they're going straight to your brain, you begin to realize why this is so important. And then he puts, therefore, I recommend the Lourdes Hydrofix as a hydrogen gas inhaler, which does not generate any substances that are harmful to the human body. Doesn't use any chemicals, again, like lye, things like this nature. And its safety aspect, if not eluting metals or even tiny little plastics, even when used for a long time. So, and there's a bunch of references here from Keio University Hospital, Osaka University Hospital, Department of Thoracic Surgery, AHA Scientific Journals, America Circulation Society. I mean, this was very interesting. I think it's important for everybody, guys. If you found the video helpful, please comment below. Let me know that this information was helpful, or even if you don't agree, comment below. Who knows? Maybe you don't agree with one of the top doctors in Japan who clearly knows about hydrogen too. And thank you for supporting the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It helps support the channel. And don't forget to subscribe, it's free. Share with people out there because a lot of people really do not understand this, really don't know this information. And so far, this is the only machine that I've seen him recommending. I mean, if there was like 3 or 4 different devices, but my understanding is this is the only one that he personally uses and the only one he recommends to his patients at this time. And like I said, I haven't seen a lot out there either that is to this level as far as hydrogen machines are concerned. Most of them are not made in Japan and fully engineered, everything in Japan. They want to do it the right way, and this guy clearly saw that. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found it helpful. I'll see you guys next time on the next one.